Hello everyone, welcome to this series on the history of English literature, and in this video we are going to discuss the development of literary style in Old English literature. Introduction. The development of literary style in Old English literature reflects a noticeable evolution, particularly in poetry and prose. This progression, marked by changes in technique, style and substance, offers insights into the natural maturation of literary tradition over time. Poetry. A comparison between the so-called Cadmonian and Cinewolfian poems highlights a clear development in technique. The later poetry exhibits easier flow, a smoother, more fluid style, greater sureness in handling material. Poets displayed more confidence in managing themes and content, individuality of approach and feeling. There was a marked increase in personal expression and unique stylistic choices. Less reliance on stock phrases. Poets moved away from overused expressions. Subtle use of alliteration. Alliteration became more nuanced and artfully employed. Desire for stylistic effect. There was a greater emphasis on achieving a sophisticated stylistic presentation. Despite the Norman conquest, which ostensibly heralded the decline of alliterative poetry, the resurgence of a similar style in the 14th century indicates that this decline was more apparent than real. Prose. Prose during this period, despite its primary use for homilies and historical writing, also showed significant stylistic advancements. Early prose characteristics. Initial prose was simple and halting, as seen in the Chronicle and the works of Alfred. Writers often became obscure and elliptical when dealing with complex ideas. Sentence structures were loose and lacked rhythmic and cadential refinement. Later prose characteristics. Later prose was noted for its fluency, animation, and confidence. Noteworthy features included use of alliteration and rhetorical figures, particularly in the works of Ælfric and Wulfstan. Authorial personality. The unique voice and personality of the authors became more evident. Effects of the Norman conquest. The impact of the Norman conquest on English poetry and prose has often been overstated. Significant points include rhyme versus alliteration. Rhyme began to replace alliteration, influenced by Latin traditions, but this change was already underway before the conquest. Audience shift. The conquest removed the traditional audience for alliterative poetry, leading to a loss of impetus. However, the revival of alliterative poetry in the 14th century indicates that this style never completely disappeared. Inflectional system. The inflectional system of Old English was already losing before the conquest. While this process accelerated post-1066, it did not signify a decay in prose style. Continuity in homilactic prose. The development of homilactic prose in the Middle English period clearly evolved from old traditions, showing a continuous stylistic lineage despite the conquest. In summary, the development of literary style in Old English literature, both in poetry and prose, reflects a dynamic and evolving tradition. While the Norman conquest brought significant changes, it did not break the continuity of stylistic development, which continued to evolve and flourish in subsequent periods. So this was the discussion on the development of literary style in Old English period. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other topic. Until then, goodbye and thank you.